It's Nathan, Nat and Shaun's Ho Ho Holiday Podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We're getting a bit festive today, Shaun.
Well, we are. I'm just going to run you through what happens to me leading up to the Christmas holidays and what I like to do afterwards.
Anymore until you put a Christmas hat on. There's one behind you, Shaun. You can't be like all talking about Christmas, not wear a hat, mate. I went to Things and Red Dots and all the other
it's
places.
Just what I do with the Christmas holidays, and as you know, I normally go down south. But before there, we always head off to Christmas, over to Rottnest. What I say, and I know you guys hear me talk about that a lot. But a lot of people don't
quickly,
get...
when are you not in Rottnest?
To be honest, can you tell us the times you're not there? That saves a lot of time.
You know, I've never stayed the night in Rottnest. I've obviously done lots of day trips, but I've never stayed the night. You're always there.
Yeah, I've stayed one night back at uni. It was when one of the cabin things there. What are they called?
Yeah.
What are they called? People call them?
Yeah, the dorms and the bungalows.
Yeah. And it was with a whole bunch of American students that were from uni that came over, and that's the time that I drank 3 or 4 bottles of spumante.
You put the spew into spumante.
And then I went snorkeling the next day. And then I threw up. So I'm under there, got the snorkeling thing, and I threw up through the snorkel, and it came out of the snorkel, like, you know, when whales come up and the water comes out of their holes. That happened. And then all my clothes was packed, so it was all on the ferry because they took it earlier that time. And then I sat down and went, okay, I'm not feeling good. And then I went to throw up. I threw up in a towel. It all just splashed back on me. And they were the clothes that I sat on the ferry on the way back from Rottnest.
Anyway, are you eating at the moment?
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
The barracks still exist, by the way, and they're going to be an area which is going to be done up in the future.
Yeah.
They want to do a hotel
Lots
down
of
that way.
school trips and stuff stay at the barracks
so
at
it's
the
still
moment.
the same.
Yeah.
And if you get online these days, you could probably find a few days where you can get a dorm, which is an 18-manner for most of them.
for you and your 17 friends.
Yeah. Or you and your 17 girlfriends.
There you go.
All you players listening, you know, we're with the player set.
Nothing says romance like bunk beds.
Yeah.
One of the hardest things to do is actually get one of those villas that are on Rottnest, and they always have open time. So generally it's in about April if you want to go for around the Christmas holidays.
Yes.
And Megan, my wife, always just waits, and she sits on it in December, and we're pretty flexible. Most of us, we finish work inside of that time.
Yes.
And she just waits for a cancellation and gets one. And it's been 11 years in a row she's got one.
So
right?
that is vigilant. Like, she has to keep her eye on it all the time. She's got obviously a Google alert or something.
Well, she only starts in December, yeah?
She only starts in
a couple
December,
of weeks
so
out.
she'll do it. Yeah, she'll do it a couple of weeks out at most, and she'll check it a few times a day. And sometimes, well, every time actually, we've been able to get a spot.
How does she do that, right? One year I was going down south, and we, not only I an overpacker, but as a family, Mum and Dad might bring many clothes, but they'll bring everything else.
All the other stuff, yeah.
So it's like a car full of stuff. And we realised that my car and their car wasn't going to be big enough, so we were looking at getting a four-wheel drive to hire, say from Bayswater Car Hire.
Yeah.
Could not. I was trying every day for 2 weeks and could not snag a car from a car rental place. Megan gets bloody Rottnest.
Well, you think about it, when
That's
you're trying to get onto
amazing.
Rottnest, it's 6 months before you can actually get a booking, and what happens in that time?
That's
people
right.
get sick, people split up.
People have babies.
Yeah. People can't go because of working reasons, so we've all been able to jag one through that time.
Good on her.
But it always seems to be that there's so much on for us in and around this period. You've got Christmas catch-ups, and we've got our own parties to get to.
Honestly, so many Christmas parties this time of year.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So once we do that, we'd have a little one, little get-together. I don't normally go for the whole time. Megan probably goes for the 6 nights. I'll probably pop over for maybe 3
Can I ask
in
a
and around
question
that.
for a lot of people that have not even entertained the thought because they think it's too expensive?
Yeah.
Is it expensive?
It's gone up this year,
so what
it is
would that
getting
cost
there.
you? And how many people, and what would it cost the whole thing?
It's got up towards the $600 a night to stay in Rottnest. I know, which I didn't realise.
So that's for the villa that sleeps.
That's for
How
6
many?
people.
6
That's
people.
3
Yeah,
bedrooms.
it's not
That's
3
the biggest
bedrooms,
one
So
you
that's
can get.
$200 a hotel room, really.
Yeah.
We're talking about. But it is communal living. Yeah.
Well, yeah, when you think about getting a house down
And
south.
they're not flash. They're not flash, are they?
They've got a tiny
they're bare
TV.
basics.
Yeah, a terrible couch because I try to always. But the last time I was there, I had to do a poo outside in the front courtyard.
Why?
I told you that story, didn't
Why
I?
is that? Why? No,
I did
why?
tell you that story.
Why?
But you've told us so many shit stories.
Yeah,
that
that's right.
Just I'll see of it.
We'd been out and about all day, and before we were about to go out, I was wanting to go to the toilet, but we were told we couldn't. We got to get on the bike, and we had to go and join this other family who were waiting for us, blah, blah, blah. Off we went, and we hung out with them all day. And I was hanging on to this thing.
Well, you didn't go past a toilet the entire day.
Me?
I get the same.
No,
Were
here
you
it
in
is.
such
No,
a
it did.
rush that you
How
did
is
not
that
have time
possible?
to relieve yourself?
My wife was telling me, that's it. No, we got to keep going. Anyway, we did go past toilets, but she won't let me use the public toilets.
Why?
I couldn't run in there.
Oh, because
you're not doing that. It's disgusting.
Because every time you leave a public toilet, Shaun, you leave your phone number on the door, and
Shaun,
she's sick of it.
She won't let you your wife won't let you use a public
she
toilet
wouldn't let me
because of
stop
germs.
and use the public toilet because of the germs, right? So we got back
you
to our
stood for that.
hotel. We got back to what's the villa thing.
She would prefer the outcome that happened than for you to use a public toilet.
She didn't think that was. She thought I was probably overacting. But so we got back to the villa, and Cooper hadn't come along with us, my second oldest son, and he'd taken the key to the house, and he'd gone off to some other beach. So when we got there, we couldn't get into the house, and I couldn't wait any longer.
Of course.
And I had to hold onto a tree and do a poo in the front yard.
Now,
holding onto a tree is the saddest part of that story.
Did you check your surroundings first to see who's around?
Absolutely.
Did you check for clockers? Because imagine shitting on a clocker.
Yeah.
I don't know how you mentally be able to just realise what just happened and what you are to the world if you shut on a clocker.
So what happens
I've got to
then?
say that was a low moment.
Does Megan come in with a yellow plastic bag and pick up your poo like you do with your dog?
Got out the dustpan and just scooped it up.
No. What do you do with the dustpan then?
Oh, that was washed. I
would
hope.
There's not enough
gross,
washing in the world that makes that a better story than you going to a public toilet. You know what I mean?
Now,
Now
pooing on a clocker seems like that wouldn't be a bad idea because you would have pooed or a cat would go, thank you, and then don't bounce it.
I've told you that story before, haven't I?
No, I don't think you have. You told us a story about when you peed your pants on the bridge.
I do recall it, but there are so many. This is literally, everyone, if you're listening, this is one of 98 shit stories that Shaun has ready to go from his arsenal.
Anyway, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Enjoy Roto if you're there.
What about Dunno? Because you go to Dunno.
I go to Dunsborough. I go to Dunsborough every year, and I have a lot of pushback sometimes from the family members.
Don't talk about pushback. You just told that story.
And but one of the things about me going down Dunsborough, I feel at home not wearing thongs and just getting around in board shorts and going surfing.
Barefoot. Yeah.
But I also feel that when the kids were younger, that it's only happy memories. So I'm always attached to them. So you
like to go back now to make some bad ones with your current relationship?
No, I always think that we always have a great time there regardless, and I won't let anyone have an opportunity to do anything else because I'm attached to those memories. I guess
so for you it's nostalgia. Do you think your kids are having the same sort of experience now that you had when you were a kid?
Can I answer that?
Different.
I spent a day with you in Dunsborough, you and your family. That's a definite yes. The vibe that Shaun has there, I said to Shaun, I didn't realise until now, but this is your life, and the one you're living in Perth is fake.
Yeah.
Because that is Shaun is. It's literally like the place is his yard. Like, you know when someone goes out to the yard in their jocks, Shaun would walk around the town in his jocks because that's how he feels. And that was the feeling I got. Everyone knew you. That's your life, but suck shit, you're here.
Yeah, and it's always the final frontier before we come back to work.
So do you think your kids will carry on that tradition when they've got their own families, that they'll haul their family down to Dunsborough and say, no, I had a great time, you're going to have a great time too?
Yeah, no, I actually think it will be because when you think about all the things you did when you were a kid, you remember those camping things if your parents took you to the same spot or you did those things. And I think they're what makes leads you into the future what you want to do with your kids. Yeah. And maybe that's not the case. We just got to hold off. Hanging on to the nostalgia of it, as you said. But
we just got to hold off to a farm at my grandparents' farm. It's not the same. Doesn't have the same ring to it, does it?
I hope everyone else's festive season is as good as mine.
That was a really good one. Merry Shipments.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.